Wonderful people, welcome on board to another edition of FLUX360. And this is the show where we talk about everything live. Whatever it is, we try to bring it to the spotlight and we talk about it in depth. We have guests that come on the show who give us professional opinions, expertise opinion on the issue. My name is Evelyn Ohiole, as you know, and I should say thank you for all the love you showed us over the weeks and how you've been watching our content. We see you, we feel you, and we know that you appreciate us, and we also do appreciate you. I know you're wondering, is she doing this alone today? Of course not. I'm not doing this alone. Heritage is here. How are you doing, Heritage?
Hola, I'm good, and you?
I'm fine, Lady in Red.
Yes, so Lady in Red, I'm out.
You remind me of that song, Lady in Red. Well, I'm not a singer, by the way, so let's not go there. But you're looking pretty, I should
Thank you so much. And to everyone watching us, we are really, really grateful for subscribing, for liking, and dropping your comment. Please continue doing that. We are here again to drop our 2 cents, so stay tuned.
All right. Of course, today, let's move on and let's know what we're talking about today. Couple of weeks back, we had someone come in on the show, and that Tope Adebayo. You remember that episode? In case you have not watched it, you have to go down and watch that episode. It was a very, very interesting conversation with Tope Adebayo, of course. But today we have someone who he referenced in that conversation we had and said that this person was the one who taught him directing. Remember, Tope Adebayo is an award-winning director, actor, and filmmaker. But he said this person was the one that taught him directing. Even when his own father laughed when he said he wanted to go into directing, he said this person believed in him and gave him his very first experience as a director. And this person is none other than the award-winning, should I say professor? Doctor. Yeah. Director Yemi Amodu.
Hola. Welcome, sir.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for bringing me on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Let's start this way. When I was introducing you, I mentioned the fact that we are Tope Adebayo on the show. In fact, it sat exactly where you're sitting right now.
Wonderful.
And I remember asking him how he got into directing, because he told us that he was first into production management and all of that. And he mentioned your name. He said, Yemi Amodu gave me my first experience in directing. And I remember when I went to when my dad got to hear that I'm going into that he was going into directing, by the way, he said his dad said, first laughed, like you want to go into directing, and he mentioned the fact that you encouraged him, and he said, you're good with what you did in this very first one I gave you. You have all that it takes to be a director. And today, you know that the name Tope Adebayo is a household name for directorial prowess. How do you feel?
I feel so good. I'm very good. Yes. Well, as a director, you are a maker. You are just the god of production. So, like God will say, come, let us create human in our own form. So, the directors have the liberty to create, make, bespoke, customize, whatever the word you can use. That is director. A director must have a proficient knowledge of in every aspect of production. So let me go back to Tope.
Yeah.
Tope was a very good production designer.
Yeah.
So it was coming as a production designer for me, who act as the art director, who act as a scenographer, so and so on and so forth. So, and I saw the attributes, I saw the potential. So, and I said, come, you are not just going to be limited to this. So, and I began to, I took him through the tutelage. And I'm happy today he's a master of the craft when it comes to directing.
You must be a proud father.
Yes, I am. I'm more than proud.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel good. So whenever he wins any award, he feels that I'm the winner of the award.
Exactly.
And I tell him, you are the winner of the awards.
Yeah.
I had my own moments, I have my own time. I'm still having my own time. before I met him, I think I've gotten almost 25 awards, both locally and internationally.
Internationally.
Wow.
So, and today, I say, there was an award he got. I mean, is it an award or what? I can't remember precisely what he got from Netflix. Do you know that he has to honor me?
Wow.
Yes, I was not around when he got it, and he had to wait before he opened the box. He brought the box to my house and said, "No, I must pay homage. This box belongs to you." When we embrace ourselves, open the box, he said everything belongs to us. I said, no, 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 no. We have to share it. And he said, okay, take the box. We share the content. So anytime, any day, it makes me proud.
I mean, I am feeling so emotional right now because I can imagine that moment and
Yes.
how it felt for you that
Yes.
someone would actually honor you in that way to
Yes.
say, I got this award and I'm not going to open it until this person comes so that we can open it together.
That's what he
I can
did.
imagine how happy and how proud you
Yes.
were and how emotional you were that day.
You know,
Hope you did not shed
it
a
was, I
tear.
did.
No,
Yes,
he deserves
yes.
to actually. He
Yes.
needs to. It's just tears of joy.
Yeah.
This is just because some people will get everything from you, yet
Yeah.
They may not even look back.
they don't even look back. They
Yeah.
don't. How many will I be able to count on the tip of my fingers? I will lose count. You know, there was one who even went on here and said, when that presenter said, I bet I know you with Yemi Amodu, said, well, anyway, I passed through Yemi Amodu, and you know, you are now imagine somebody who will go to any program and proudly say, mention my name. If you are the one, how would you feel?
Yeah.
My children feel good. My family will always call me, Tope Adebayo, Tope Adebayo. In fact, in their house, do you know what mom will always call me? Will call me, Baba Tope today. Now, Tope's father has come. Whenever I go visiting our legend, the chairman of our board of trustees, you know, Alhaji Adebayo Salami, you know, that you all call Uncle B.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also people know him as Ogabelu.
Ogabelu. That's just it.
Okay, amazing. So, you know, for you, how did you stumble into directing? Like, you know, I know of people that are directors, but they are also actors. They are these, they are that, they are script writers and all. I know you also write scripts, but for you, directing is like the major for you. You are a well acclaimed, renowned director in Nollywood. How did you stumble into directing, and why didn't you go into other areas of filmmaking?
You see, like I said, director, God has made directors God.
Yeah, they're the god of set.
Yes. I love directing because it affords me the opportunity to be everything, to be everywhere. Director is like a tree that that bears that born tentacles. As a director, you are a wizard. As a director, you see everything. You know everything. You are the residual of everything that are going to happen, you know, in production. You must have every proficient, I mean, in every aspect of the production, you must have proficient knowledge. You must know it all. You may not be the expert doing it, but for you to be able to lead others, makeup will ask you, what is your idea? Then you'll be talking about your interpretation. Actors, you know, there was a day an actor of a repute challenged me, do you want to act for me? And I said yes. He said, why? I said, because you have to act me. So, an actor, you know, in my training, in my university years, we learned the theory of Stanislavski. So, and it's in directing. You know, how do you make an actor act what you want, your intent? How do I mean? When you are making a film, a particular title is a world on its own. For instance, my shadow parties is a world of shadow parties. My Adunni Ogidonbiri is a world of Adunni Ogidonbiri. why do I say so? What is happening in that place are the things that are not known before they exist, or that are not existing before they are presented in that film. You may call it contemporary, you may call it fiction, you may even call it epic, whatever, whatever, whatever. But as you are reliving it, you are representing it. You understand? So it's a world that you are creating. So the words that are going to be spoken in that film, in that world, must be produced. The characters that are going to be in that world, they are the humans, they are the living being. Like when God, after creating the whole world, he now creates the human being. You know, that's directing. So you must be able to dictate, move like this, move like this, move like this. In directing, there's what we call fundamentals of directing. There are just 5, you know, as stipulated by Dean and Kara. They say composition, movement, picturization, pantomimic dramatization, then rhythm, which is the heartbeat of every production.
Please,
I think we need.
I need a jotter and a pen.
Exactly what I was about to say. We need to start taking notes right
Yemi
now.
is taking us back to school.
Yes, we need to start taking notes right now.
No, I don't know what you read in university.
That's why when I wanted to introduce, I said Professor Doctor, because I know you are going to bring the school to this studio. But it's nice that you know your onions,
Yes.
and you know you're good at what you do.
Yes.
I'm sorry for cutting you short, because
No
I know
problem.
you were going somewhere, so
Yes.
you can continue.
So where I was heading is that directing for me is natural. I'm born a director. Though I started as an actor, I started as a poet.
As a poet.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, and a drummer. You know, I was an akewi. So
Oh.
up to now, I still can do it. So it helps me when I'm writing my dialogue. If you go to see my movies, you will see that the words are poetic. You know, it's not everyday words that everybody can just say abori abi. No, 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 no. Even if they are going to be abusive languages, but you will see that they are
Creative.
they are creative.
There's a line to
You
it.
know, there are words that are molded
Chains of
particularly for that. So now, if you now look at where am I coming from, you look at my background. So from there I become an actor, and in 1983 thereabouts, you know, I graduated because I went learning traveling theater. So I graduated into forming my own group. So from there in 1989 I started training as an editor. You know,
Wow.
it's a saying that the best directors come from editing bench. You know, because they see it
See
all
everything.
on the editing. So they see bad lighting, they see bad action, they see this, and they manipulate. So when you are watching an edited movie, you say, wow, wow, wow. You don't know what an editor must have done. So from there, I graduated into becoming a director. You know, yes, and a producer first, because I produced my first movie in 1992. So yes, that's Evil I See the Day Be. So, but I think I started my directing majorly in 1993, 94, thereabouts. So my first major movie as a director was 1995. Yes, and started through the Ndakubas. You know, 75% dwarfs were used in the movie. So I think that was around 1995 or so. So later I then ventured, it's an English movie. So I ventured into, then I think 1996, I made another one. That one was, I don't know if you know Reverend Father Tansi, that the Pope came to Nigeria to beautify, then in Igbo land, in Ebonyi, precisely.
Okay.
So they were trying to, be a Catholic, was a Catholic. So they were trying to make a movie on him, a biopic. So I was the one who adapted this biography into that biopic,
movie.
and eventually directed it. You know,
Wow.
yes, yes. So before I started to direct Yoruba movies, so as a director, I love it because it's natural with me.
And you've ticked all boxes, like
Thank you.
from a
Someone who-
drama.
I mean,
to a
30 years in the
poet.
industry, over 30 years directing
What
movies.
are you talking about? It's not easy.
A guru, a professional.
It's not easy. You see the smoke now? Call the firefighters, please.
No, don't worry, don't worry. We're gonna quench the fire over here. You've been directed for 30 years plus, and you love. I can't even count the amount of movies you would have actually directed.
Yes.
Do you think there was a point in time whereby you felt, I wish I was not a director? Probably there's a movie you felt like, I wish I did not direct this movie.
No. Thank you to one of my mentors, Chivali Adenuga of Ikebe Super. He always tell me that, Yemi, you are as good as your last job.
Okay.
So whenever my own trainer, Sheya Folalu, will tell me that every film is a war. So once you are going into production of a film, you are going into war. And it is actually a war. It's actually a war because I've experienced shadow parties. I nearly say I don't want to direct again in my life.
I gave up.
Because of the challenges that I faced. They were enormous. They were almost perilous, almost killing. I almost, lose my life, yes, to that. So at times it comes, but once it is your calling, even if I'm sick, if I get to set like this, I'm rejuvenated. I don't feel any pain again, So there is no time I feel like, no, I'm not going to direct again. But let me say it. Whenever you are directing, you are the spiritual and physical father of every set. So you must be ready for battle. I think in 2000, there was a film I directed, Oweje. My producer is late now, my sister. May God bless her soul. Bionu Bitola.
Okay.
Yes, of Remde Optimum Communication. We did Afanja also. I did Afanja for her also. Now, my first set, people already know me. They will say, they said you insist on whatever you want as a director, and we have more experience than you. Before you come into the industry, we have always been there. See that kind of threat. And on my first blocking, Baga, I didn't know what happened to me. Something came over me. I became so heavy. And for almost 3 days, I was not myself. I managed to direct only, I think about 3 or 4 scenes for 3-4 days before someone came to my rescue. So that experience was very bad. I cannot forget it today. I tell it anywhere I go. So, but despite that, whenever I am watching any movie I direct, I always imagine, am I the one that, how do I do this? I feel like I'm watching a magic. You understand? So, and that is whoever that comes, that pass through me will always have that kind of magic wand. It's not that I'm trying to make mouth. It's a pride. I guide jealously. I want to present something good to my society.
Yeah.
I define a director as a sociologist. Someone whose passion is in the growth of his environment and the inhabitants of that environment. I want to help my society. That is what a director is. If you are a director and you are not contributing to the growth of your society, then what are you? You are not serve your responsibility. So it is compulsory for me to always speak through my films, speak to the society, speaks to the evil of the society, whatever that is the societal ill, whatever that is societal vice. How do we quench it? How do we kill it? So then you go into your drawing board and come out with a script, And I'm a dramaturg, so I'm a play reader. So even if you have a script, you give it to me, I can always, transform, help you, introduce, infuse so many things. So I'll then look at it and say, okay, has this served any purpose in the society? If no, then I will not direct that film. Yeah, I will not. Even if I'm hungry, I will reject the script. Yes, that's the truth.
What you have just said now is what people will say consider unpopular.
Yes.
Because we are at this time in an age where nonsense sells. People will
True.
tell you if it's not nonsense, it can't sell. If it makes sense, it can only appeal to
A
little
few
number
people.
of people. But if it's nonsense, then you have the everyone jumping on it and all of that. And that's why you see many movies nowadays. Now you don't even see the meat of the movie. You can't even point to the fact that, okay, this is what lesson this movie is talking about. Back then, I remember the movies we used to watch back then. They are movies that you could even watch together with your family night in the evening, Saturday weekends. I remember those times.
Yes.
My mom would give us money to go and rent film. Those years where you go
Yes.
to
Regardless of the part 1, part 2,
you
part
get-
3, you still go and rent it.
we go out to rent these movies, and we
That's
come back to the house, we play it and we watch together as a family.
Yes.
But nowadays, it seems you can't even watch a movie together with your children
Yes.
because of the whole nonsense in it. I should put it that way.
Junks.
But they say that this is what sells and this is what the society wants now. And this is why they say that it is the society that should determine what you put out. But for you, it's different because you're saying that if it doesn't make sense, if it's not passing a message, you will not accept the script. How are you, I want to ask this straight. How are you making your money?
I was even about to ask him, is directing profitable in the industry?
Because I can imagine the number of scripts you would have rejected. And you're saying, if it doesn't make sense, even if I'm hungry, I will not accept it.
You should know what I must have faced, regarding what we are talking about.
I can imagine.
Even in my house, even my wife will always say you are just being holier than
thou.
You're too picky.
You understand? But what I consider is this: what if I'm no more? When I'm not going to be there again? You understand? What legacy am I building? This is my calling. I refuse to be an actor. I stopped being an actor since 1995.
Wow.
If the way my name is popular, if it is my face that is popular like that, you must know how rich I should be now.
Yeah.
But at times, money is not everything. It gives me joy to see that I've done something good. If you say art house, serious stories are no more selling. You understand?
Yeah.
If you say they are not returning the investment, which one is returning investment? It's a very big problem that the industry is facing now generally. You don't go by the trend. Who create the trend? You are supposed to create the trend. And if you are now creating bad trend, that means there is a problem in the society. Look at the government our father, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If you look at his government today, look at what they are trying to do to help the country. What are you doing? To help their policies known to the society. How do you contribute to the repair they are trying to do to the society? How do you repair those decadence, things that are now bad in the society? How? Through culture, you can always project Nigeria. Good behavior, you can always project Nigeria without glorifying crime. For instance, look at when I did shadow parties. I've been having the script since year 2000, and I have the opportunity through the intervention Bank of Industry, Nollywood Fund, and the help of my dear brother, Dr. Tope Agbeyo, to make shadow parties. When I was making shadow parties, communal clashes, tribal war, kidnapping were not this serious. Yes. And that is the evil we exposed in shadow parties. It was released on Netflix in the year 2021, September. What am I saying in essence? What that has served today, it has exposed. In every issue like that, that means there are shadow parties, people that are gaining.
True.
You understand? From the evil.
Yeah.
They are the real perpetrators of the evil. The people that are suffering are in the village. The people that are speaking big grammar in the city are the people government will say, come, what is happening in your village? You have to take money and so on and so forth. Their children will be kept abroad or in the urban cities. But the people are dying in the village and they heal from their blood. You know, things like this, if they are not being addressed in our movies, you just want to show glamour, you want to show this, you want to show that. That is not what America, Hollywood will do. Whatever that is the problems of their society will be addressed in their movies. Go and see their own culture. Go and watch British films. You understand? There was a time knife crime was raining, was so serious, you know, loud in Britain.
Yeah.
London most especially. And they gave their students in film schools, you know, the opportunity. So many of them were writing about it. You know, so this is what we are saying. Let us contribute. Let us repair our society with our movies. Now, if we are not talking about money, God is the provider of money.
Yes, it sure is.
What the
Yes.
days coming that someone like us too will hit the gold and will become rich. So don't worry for me. I'm satisfied with Gary and Ekpa.
Okay, do you think directing a movie right now is profitable? We have a lot of people now, they call themselves director, producer, filmmakers, and the like. A lot of people are going into the industry. Do you think it's still profitable with this generation?
Yes, it is, because people know who are the real directors. Yes. By their production, you know. You understand? By their production, you know. There are times that I will feel tempted into saying some things that I would rather don't say as an elder in the industry. But I will tell you that I don't do any other thing except from writing, script writing, and directing.
No other business.
No other, I don't have any other business except from talking film production anyway, as a filmmaker. I used to lecture, you know, be a lecturer teaching film production and its technicalities, you know. So when I stopped, you know, when it is not really working for me, you know, with my education, you know, I'm still in school. Yes, I'm running my PhD now.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
So I have to stop. I have so many offers that I can't go because I have to feed my family. So I have to write. I have to, you know, write papers. I have to write script. I have to direct. Directing is profitable. It's profitable if you do it the way we are supposed to do it. Yes.
Okay, so you mentioned that, you know, for the real directors, so it will bring me to question
Who are the
who are the
shafts?
quack directors? You know,
When you say we have so many, you see, I tell people it is not enough for you to say you are talented. Directing is not about talent.
okay.
It's about what?
You have to be trained.
Okay.
You must be erudite. You must acquire skills. You must understand the language of directing. Either you want to be a negotiator as a director, but you must just, for instance, a director must have his signature. If you see any of my movie, if you watch that movie, you will know, if you have been following me, you know,
That this was directed by Yemi
this
Amodu.
is directed by Yemi Amodu. You must have a signature. Alfred Hitchcock, the great cinematographer of blessed memory, he had his own style. There's gravity. There's what you call internal external focalization. All these, when you look at them, they are the powers of directors. How do you use Hitchcock in your movie? How do you know how to speak with shots? When you are speaking with shots, how do you connect with your audience? What shot are you going to use in a particular situation? For instance, traditionally, you know, there is what we call Aristotelian poetics. Aristotle, the great Aristotle, he bequeathed to us the 3R structure. From there, we born what we call 5 vocalization. So, you have the rising action, you have the tension, you have the combination, you have all those elements. And by the time you reach your climax and you have the cough, how do you do it? What type of characters do you have? You understand? You have the villain, you have the hero. How do you project your hero? For instance, in Aristotelian, you know, tragedy, naturally the tempo is dull. But me as a director, I hate dull tempo. I love fast tempo. The rhythm it must be highly rhythmic. Pam, 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 pam. So because of that, I try to involve another theorist. They call him Bertolt Brecht. So that one will always, if you watch TK's job, Tunde Kilani, a great father, the legendary director, if you watch his movie, if they say someone's style dies here now, we'll say, they fade, they leave that place. That's his style. If you watch, what's the name? Tade Ogidon.
Yeah.
If you watch Tade Ogidon's movie, if they say someone is dies here, they may cry, no, cry. Then they go from here to break the news somewhere, they will cry, but TK will not do that. Is that a fault in Tade Ogidon's film? Is it a credit to TK? No, it is his style. Adopted by the true, you know, great men. Aristotle, Tade Ogidon, Brecht, Tunde Kilani, you know. So now I look at those two great men and see how do I balance this. If they say naturally tragedy is dull, comedy is lively, I should be able to now say, okay, I want to deal with my audience this way. There is another thing they call eclecticism. You have an eclectic story to break the convention. The convention of the normal 3R structure, a play or a film must be complete. It must have beginning, the middle, that's beginning, the setup, the conflict, you know, the traditional protagonist, antagonist facing each other, bang, 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 oh yeah, who is the good, who is the evil. You understand? Now to break that convention, they have eclecticism. So I try to bespoke that and use it mostly in my movie. That is how you then know directors. But some people believe that directing begins and ends with call action. Call action. Okay, cut. So your wife, your husband, and you are now fighting, you now come like this. Beyond that. You understand? You know those technical words I mentioned in the beginning of the program. They are naturally for stage, but I personally, I brought it to screen. How do I use it? Composition. If you say you are composing on stage, okay, I want to compose my set and I want to compose my shot. Any cinematographer that is going to work with me will know that he has his own style. So he must adhere strictly to my style. We must work together as my visual interpreter. You understand? It is not his own idea. It is me that is the director. You understand? So directing is not for the quack. There are quack, when I say quack directors, that is why I advise people. It is not enough to say, you cannot say, I am not saying go back to universities, but there are little crash programs that you can run 1 week, 2 weeks, that will expose you to all these technicalities. How do you apply this theory? You know, there's what they call praxis. The theory being distinguished from practice. How do you bring the two together? The practice and the theory. Bam, bring it together and to satisfy our audience.
Wow.
By the time you have all this, I know that our productions are going to, improve, and it can only be achieved by the directors.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
that's
that's
a
a
whole
lot.
lot, and it's not child's play.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
you've been able to establish that, for you to be a director, you must know your audience.
No,
It's not just
excuse me, it's a craft.
okay. So let's move into another. Well, I don't want to call it topic, but another area. Let's talk about the money aspect of Nollywood. Nollywood is considered the second largest, film that releases film, second to Bollywood.
Yes.
And Nigeria, especially Nollywood, Nigerian film industry now is now globally recognized.
Yes.
We are no longer playing local champions.
Yes.
Now, in film festivals around the world, in India, in America, they are watching our films. People are asking for our films. But there are people that believe or consider the fact that, Heritage mentioned it the other time, that is there money, but she narrowed it down to directing. Yeah. Now, in the film industry, there are a lot of people that believe that the film industry is not as profitable as people think it is. There is this, you spoke about the glamour, that, the paparazzi of people thinking, wanting to be big, fake it till you make it kind of thing. But if you look deeply, there is no, will I say, money in filmmaking. I want you to either confirm that or debunk that, since you're here.
I'm debunking it. Okay. How do you say there's no money in filmmaking? There is money in filmmaking, most especially in Nigeria. Yes, I must be factual with you. Our industry is not structured.
Okay.
I'm an association person. There was a time we were representing my association. We met with a set of insurance guys.
Okay.
And they are of the opinion that it is difficult for them to evaluate our industry.
It's difficult for them to
evaluate our industry.
Why?
For instance, if you are given 300 million naira to go and make a movie, you can come with just an hard drive. It's even better now. If it is in the time of DV tape, small tape like this, you will come and say that's the master. That's the worth of 300 million. In accounting, there is what they call fictitious asset, something that is not tangible. You cannot hold like this. How do you do evaluation of that? You understand?
Yeah.
The evaluation of 3 million naira that have been
utilized.
capex, capital expenditure
Okay.
on that movie. How do you analyze your operation expenditure when you are talking about filmmaking? Because the industry was started unstructured. So that's the problem we have here. Most people don't even know what they call budgeting. How do you classify budgeting? All these are not supposed. I'm a creative, for instance. I'm not supposed to know it. Maybe because I have a little accounting knowledge, a little of accounting training. That is why I can mention some words. But I must confess to you, when we have our company, one, most of the companies are not registered with CAC. Two, most of them don't file returns when they don't even have registration. Three, either statement of affairs or audited whatever we don't have, and so on and so forth. How do you then do evaluation? How do you want to tell me categorically that there is no money? It can only be measured by the productions that people see. Okay, Maduni Ogidambi is a 200 million naira project. Jagun Jagun is a 700 million naira project. Recall is a 1 billion naira project, and so on and so forth. So they will then put it together to do the current evaluation. I think I was seeing it. They said by 2023 it was 89 point something billion. You understand? But I surely know that we are contributing to the GDP of this country.
Yeah.
That is a basic fact, indubitable, unquestionable, that nobody can controvert. So how do you then tell me that we are not, the industry is not returning? People are building houses. My children are in school. and no matter what, I'm eating. You understand? I make ends meet. We create a lot of jobs, a lot of employment. We are taking youth off the street. You understand? Giving them works to do, either casual or by permanent. You know, so some of them are becoming skilled labor. You know, so they train either as gaffer, either as best boy, either as a scenographer, production designer, production manager, line producer, associate producer, producer, you know, director, assistant director,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So we provide jobs. How do you say that is not an industry? But I know that government, through their parastatals, like NFC, Nigerian Film Corporation, NFVCB, Nigerian Film and Video Censors Board, they should be able to do more in bringing the industry together. Because today we don't have that unity. In unity there is strength. But today we don't have that. If we are all able to come together, try as much as possible to enlighten ourselves, you know, bring professionals, let them talk, let us sit down. As a production person, as a creative, you can always employ an accountant. You can employ an administrative secretary. Let them handle those areas that are not yours, that you don't know anything. Then that does not say you are not the CEO. You understand? So that is when we will be able to, you know, be held accountable, and you will really see that there is money in the industry.
Talking about the structure in the industry, you made mention of the fact that it's because there is no structure. That's why it seems like we don't have a very transparent outlook of the amount of revenue that comes in through the movie industry or the film industry.
Yes.
Now, I've heard this somewhere, so I thought to just bring it to the fore since you're here. I mean, you're a big name in the industry. There are people that believe that because there is no structure, there are some people that make use of filmmakers to launder money.
I don't talk about what I don't know. Nobody has ever laundered any money through me. So, as I was saying it now, I think I attended a seminar. We had brought the Lagos head of AFCC, and we had an interaction. It was organized by Nigerian Film and Video Censors Board at what do you call Moabudu's cinema in Lagos. He said it categorically that they are looking at, they are really watching. They are looking into our industry, that there is money laundering going on. People are using our industry. They want to really begin to audit, you know, what we do and so on. And the property, whatever the industry, I can't remember what he was saying. But you see, this has not happened to me. It has not happened to any of my friends. How do I talk about it? You understand? All I know is that if you are going to make a good film, it takes good money. Do you understand? The equipment we use now, we have an equipment, we have a camera body alone that costs like 350,000 naira per day, and you use 2 or more, you know, and you will shoot for a minimum of 30 days, 40 days. That's the, you know, this is Africa, this is
So
not
filmmaking
Hollywood.
is not cheap.
It's not cheap. It's very expensive. It's very expensive. Some people now, that's why some people, you know, divert. There's what we call OTT, over the top. If you are going to have an over the top production for streaming platforms, you know, like Netflix, like Amazon, like Undu, like Sony and so on, you must be able to do to use some level of equipment, you know, either in the area of lighting, in the area of cinematography, then the sound, then the set design, then the actors, you understand, and the kind of script. And you see, most especially when you are going to deal with topical issue, you know, something that can go global, and people will reveal to the people this is what is happening. They want to really see it, but how do they see it if it is not good enough, if it does not meet that standard? So it's not cheap to make movie. More especially here now, we have a very stiff competition. The market is becoming very competitive every day. So, but despite that, for instance, me now, I mentioned somebody who put money into my talent, and said, I helped you I'm helping your talent with what I've given you. It's not that I'm expecting any return.
No.
You understand? I know what he does. So, and he never launder money, never had any case with, so it's in the public. So, whoever that does that, maybe you can look elsewhere for that answer. The Lord will bless.
Okay. Now, for Nollywood, quite a number of movies make it to the cinemas. In fact, now we have a whole number of movies wanting to go to the cinemas and also going to the cinemas. But then when we consider what people say after they've gone to the cinemas, Heritage mentioned the fact that some come and say, I made a loss, and you see this same set of people that have been in the cinema, some made profits, some, made losses, now going back to the streaming platforms, for instance, YouTube. You see big names now that were doing that did so well in the cinemas, now going back to YouTube. People would want to know why. Why are people rushing, leaving the cinema, or not leaving the cinema? They are still at the cinemas, but they are now in YouTube, where people consider that YouTube is not the big guys' platforms.
Who says YouTube is not the big guys' platform?
Because it's for all and sundry.
When we are talking about cinema or the business of filmmaking, there's what we call ROI, return on investment.
Yes.
For you to be able to calculate your return on investment, there are so many platforms you must explore.
Okay.
You must consider the cinema, the in-flight, terrestrial terrestrial television, the cable TV, and so on and so forth. Now, you must be able to prepare your table. I've done it before for somebody, and he said, this your cinema is over ambitious. We do overrate cinema. If you consider what is happening now in the country, the economic situation of the country, is it smiling? It's not smiling. If you want to go to cinema, where they say you should come and pay 9,500 to watch a movie plus Google and drink. So what number do we have? Yet, we thank God. But it is not limited to that. After cinema, what next? So you must understand the technicalities involved in the business of filmmaking. Filmmaking business, the returns are passive. They don't just happen suddenly.
Okay.
Yes, if you are able to exploit to get a deal with maybe a platform like Netflix, then you are lucky. If you are going to be licensed, the money is not like they are buying your production as a Netflix, original. Then, if you don't go to cinema, if your film does not make noise, how does it get attracted to them? Because it is used as a yardstick. That is used as a yardstick. People have seen this movie. How do they react to it? They will get the feedback.
True.
You understand? Some people even go as far as buying the whole social media, just for the film to make noise.
It's a trend.
So now depends. When it gets to the streaming platform, for T&Q, quality gauge and so on, if your film passes through there, fine. If your film does not pass, fine. Some of the people that now go to YouTube, I used to do an analysis. In macroeconomics, there's what we call law of diminishing marginal utility. It's like when you are thirsty, you are rushing from outside, you are thirsty, you take a cup of water, you exhaust it. The rate at which you consume that, once you take the second one, it will reduce.
Yes.
And it will get to an extent that you will not be able to gulp it again.
Yes.
You put it down. So that is the situation with our movies now. You understand? Our demand and supply. Do we have an equilibrium? No. So if you go to the streaming platform, how many films will they take? We have many films. As I'm speaking with you, we may have more than 100 productions going on in process. In
Yes.
process. So we may have more than 100 or 200 in the studio being prepared. And we may have more than 250, 300 in the waiting for platforms. How many platforms? OTT, over the top, like Netflix. How many do we have? How many do they know in Nigeria? Are you following my analysis? So, if you now consider that, what's the next option? And if you are going to, before you can be able to break gates to enter into the platform, streaming platform, that means you must be able to pass their T&Q. But in YouTube,
No.
do you need that?
No.
Now, if you create your own YouTube channel today, then you have quite enough money to advertise, to make noise about it. People will go there to see. And you know that the more people see it, the more your dollar drops. You understand?
Yeah.
It is so transparent. You will know how many people are watching your movies, which is unlike, streaming platforms. So, for you to be able to now say you want to control your own business, you want to handle your own destiny in your own palm, you understand? Then YouTube, that's why you see so many big names now going to YouTube.
So you're saying that the options for filmmakers are getting narrower now, because I know for Netflix too, Netflix now has a condition that before you bring in any movie to their streaming platform, it must have gone through the system.
That's an applied condition. Who says that? Who? What is killing us in this part of the world is corruption. Something very terrible is happening. How do you see people that are aggregators? They are the producers. They have become producers. They have become directors. If they have the opportunity, as an aggregator, he has produced his own film.
Yes.
Will he tender your own film?
No.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? So you can see where the impediment is, where we are having problems.
So there is no level playing ground for everyone.
Until the industry is able to break that barrier.
Do you think they can?
Okay, for instance, do you see what DSTV did of recent? They stopped taking movies from agents. Because those agents will produce their own films. They will if you submit, they are supposed to act on behalf of DSTV. But unfortunately, they were, frustrating so many people out of business until they did what the exercise they did last was very good. People have the opportunity so we have challenged them so many times. We are not saying there should not be agents or agency. There should be aggregators, but they should be able to be fair to us. You understand? We are bloody creatives. We don't know anything. We don't know any business. They know the business. Why are you coming to the creativity again? Why? So it's unfortunate. So many people will be frustrated out of the business. If you keep going like that, they will kill people.
So this is what you feel, this is what is pushing some people or quite a number of people to go to YouTube.
I don't feel. We are analyzing it. We are dissecting the problems, the challenges. If you have your film, supposing I am your elder brother now, I reside in America, and I've given you 50 million naira to make a movie, and you are not getting any streaming platform, you understand? And somebody says, come, go and get 10 million naira loan. Let us make noise on this. Let's open your YouTube channel. Let's monetize it. You understand? Will you do it or not? And you know that your film, so if your film goes there, good luck. You can control whatever people will see there. You can begin to cut it into, let's say 5 minutes for people to see, to maximize your gains.
Yeah.
So that is what I'm talking about. It is not gated. It's not something that somebody will say I'm an aggregator. If you don't satisfy or rub my ego, you cannot, be able to,
It's somewhat
assess.
direct. You're
You
directly
are
dealing
handling
with
your
the
own
platform
destiny.
in your own
You are,
hands.
yes, you are handling. It is different from when some people will see themselves as thing God. You understand? And unfortunately, they can even see themselves as thing God. We can go there to rub their. We can even go there to go and lick their shoes. But why coming to produce again? To create. So, what is the language? What does that language mean? That is why you see so many big names now opening their own YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Yes.
They will open it and begin to promote it. So if $1,000 drops on you this month, that's 1.6 million. I used a case of law of diminishing marginal utility. And I tried to let you understand the limit. Why did Netflix leave Nigeria? It's a question that we have been asking ourselves, even though they have not come out to make any categorical statement.
So you people don't know why they left Nigeria?
We know, but it is not what we can say. What we can say is what we are saying. Okay, they have left Nigeria. The aggregators they still recognize. Why are they still coming to the field to say they want to come and create? They use your people against you. It's a very big politics. It's a very, very, very terrible politics. So, except you don't want to eat again, who do you want to challenge?
Nobody.
This still brings me to the question, because I believe that the film industry is called an industry for a reason. So there should be regulators and regulations. We have associations in the industry. You belong to one. You're an active member of one.
Yes.
Or it might be more than one, but I know you with one. Tampan.
One.
Yes.
So what are these associations doing to ensure that these people make them not collect food from the mouth of our members? I believe that these are the things these associations should be mediating upon.
Let us all be asking that question.
You're a key member. You're an important member.
You want me to answer? You want me to answer that question?
You don't need to answer
Because
the question.
yes, because I know for
Evelyn,
sir.
Heritage.
heritage.
Yes.
Let me puncture your aggression on that. When you are talking about association, they are trying their best that are possible. You understand? They will keep trying. They will keep trying. And at the end of the day, what I just need to tell you is that it is everywhere. It is in every industry. It is not only limited to movie industry. You understand? But I won't be an advocate for the unjust situation. We have problems.
Yeah.
You understand? I hope the problem will not kill us or kill the industry or return the industry to another medieval period.
But you people are keeping silent. I believe that these are the things that should make news.
It has to be fight
They are
logically.
topical issues.
It has to be that fight must be fought logically. It's not a fight of machete and cutlasses.
So if you're fighting logically, what is the result that's produced?
The result will come.
When?
It may seem not coming now, but I can assure you that it will soon come.
Let me just be direct with you,
Okay.
Yemi. What are the logical solutions?
See, I am not. Let me
in place.
Let me tell you this for
Yes.
record purpose. I am not in position now. I don't hold any position in any association now. My association is Theatres and Motion Picture Practitioners Association of Nigeria. Tampan. I was the secretary before this regime. So, and what I can tell you is that this regime is trying their best that are possible with other association and guilds because they have a federation.
That's a political statement. You're just
to
He
you.
was trying to
be
dice
diplomatic.
it, just
To you.
You are just trying to be diplomatic.
To
You don't
you.
want to fisibi fisong.
To
You
you.
want to
don't worry. He can give us.
Yoruba.
He can give us allegedly. We will take the allegedly. Just give us the main
No,
story.
Don't be on the fence.
No.
I know we are putting you in a very tight position right
Of
now,
course.
but I just feel that these are issues that should be discussed because they have to do with the daily bread of creatives,
Yes.
of your colleagues,
Yes.
of your
Of myself.
of yourself.
Yes.
So it's not as if me when no they act.
Yeah.
I can't the thing they pay me pass you where they the industry. When they can't now tell me say why you crying more than the
drink
bereaved?
water, drink
It is
water.
that's why I said it's a collective fight.
Yeah.
It is not a fight for an individual. No matter what you can call Yemi Amodu, it is not a fight I can fight alone. I'm not the only one that is concerned.
Yeah.
All of us are concerned. You understand? But I can assure you that our association is not sleeping over this.
Okay.
They are not losing any sleep.
We are taking you by your words.
Yes, very, very soon. Maybe the day is coming that I will come on this program. I will be able to tell you that this is what we have been able to achieve so far.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, because let me put another proverb or adage or whatever you call it.
Okay.
That tí ẹ̀gún bá ti ń débi yú ṣetán tó fẹ́ yọ.
Translate.
Eh?
They about to sell us.
Let me translate.
Okay.
That give me a gbami like you can translate.
Oh yeah.
Let me translate. I said that when the ego reach when he reach you, he remain.
What is ẹ̀gún?
Turn.
Ego is turn.
Turn.
When the turn gets to when he reach you, he won't remove the
Okay. If you mistakenly step on a turn
Yeah.
and it enters your leg,
Yeah.
will it not pain you?
It's right.
Okay, when somebody is trying to now remove it for you, so when he's pulling it out, what will he be doing to your leg?
Yeah.
Will it not be paining?
Yeah.
So once you are feeling it,
Then
you understand?
it's
Then it's preparing
almost
to
out.
come out.
Yeah.
It's almost out.
Okay.
Okay.
They
They said it's almost out. It's almost out.
Let's
Fingers
believe
crossed.
so.
Have you seen a situation where your film is given 9:45 a.m. in the morning? Have you seen a situation where your film is given 10 p.m. in the night? Have you seen a situation whereby they remove your film because they see it as a threat to their own film? Who will go to cinema
Cinemas and-
9:45, 10 a.m.?
Oh, the first time I was cinema, I could tell you something.
No, it's
Yeah.
not possible.
I was just
Align
Have-
it.
have-